Hey guys, um, so what we're looking at here is my bike, and I'm not going to review it. I wouldn't call this a review just because, there we go, I made the bike, or I built it, so it'd be kind of pointless to review it. It's sort of a one-of-a-kind, kind of a weird combination of parts, but I thought I'd just go through it just for those of you who are interested in fixed gear bikes, because I got into it last summer, and I've been biking to school all the time, up to campus, and I love it. It's a lot of fun to ride, it's carefree, and it's simple to build one yourself. A lot cheaper, squirrel, a lot cheaper than buying a fixed gear. I spent total just shy of $300, and most new fixed gears start at $500 or $600 and go up from there. So let me kind of show you some of the components on it and stuff so you can get an idea of what I did. First thing, get this out of the way. First thing is the frame. The frame was off an old Schwinn bicycle, a late 70s women's bike actually. I'm a fairly small guy, I'm like 5'9" or something like that, so it's okay, it still fits me alright. But the reason I bought it, I wasn't really looking for a woman's bike, but it had what I needed, which if you're looking to make a fixed gear bike, you need a road bike that has horizontal dropouts. And I'll probably zoom in on all the parts later so you can kind of see what they look like. But horizontal dropouts are really, really handy to make a fixed gear. Not absolutely necessary, but if you want it to work well, to be easy to set up and all that, easy to change your tires, then that's really what you want. So anyway, I was looking for a bike that had those, and I found this bike at Goodwill, and it was 12 bucks, and it didn't look like this at all. It was like maroon and rust colored, the rust color being rust, not paint. And so I took it home. You know, I figured 12 bucks, I'll give it a shot. If it doesn't work out, I'll throw it away or put it on Craigslist. So I took the wheels off, the crank arms, pedals, the crankset chain, the saddle, and I took the handlebars off, and I did the chop and flop, or whatever you want to call it, where you take road bike handlebars, you flip them over, and you cut them right here, so you get the bullhorn kind of handles, which I think are extremely comfortable. It keeps your hand in this position, which is kind of the natural way your wrist is, instead of like this. So I think it's much more comfortable. Stay. Anyway, really the big cost in this bike was the wheels. This wheel set is Vuelta Pista, and they have these flat spokes on them. I think they're called arrow spokes or something like that. And that wheel set ran me $160. The cool thing about it is it came with 15 tooth and a 16 tooth. It's floppable, so you can flip the back wheel. Floppable? It's flippable. Whatever. I don't know the word. But you can flip it over and do either one. I'm doing the 16 tooth right now because I found it too hard to skid stop with the 15 tooth. And so that was the big cost, $160. Also, I had to buy the crank wheel, which, let me flip this around. Yeah, so I had to buy this crank wheel, which is a 44 tooth Sagino Messenger, I think is the model. It says Messenger on it, so I assume that's the model. I had to buy that, and then the crank arms, and it was actually installed on the other side, on this front part of the arms here, but I had to flip it to the back to get a straight line. It's important on a fixed gear to get a straight line for your chain so it doesn't pop off. Anyway, I found the 4416 to be a pretty good combination. The 4415 I could go really fast, but it was very hard to skid stop. If you don't know what that is, there are tons of videos of dudes skid stopping. They're much better than I am, so just search them. The saddle is a specialized, I don't know, just some kind of random saddle that to me was a lot more comfortable than the women's saddle, which was actually like this wide. It was made for giant butts. It was just ridiculous. I couldn't be seen in public with that saddle, nor did I want to lug around the 8 pounds or something that it weighed. So the only traditional brake I have on here is on the front, and I know a lot of people ride without brakes. I think I'm just not comfortable doing it. I don't want to condemn them for doing it, say they're stupid. If they're still alive and they've been doing it, I guess it works for them, but I just don't trust it. I wouldn't have a chain pop off someday or something, and without this front brake, I'd have no way to stop if that happened. So that's just kind of how I feel about it. And the color is actually just Krylon. I just Kryloned the whole thing. It actually needs a new paint job, which I don't know if you can tell, but it's got scuff marks all over it. But then I took a Bell water bottle, I don't know what they're called, cradle? Cage? Cage. I think it's a bottle cage, what it's called. I painted that sucker and I just zip tied it on there. That works pretty well for me. I like to have water while I'm biking. I bike about a 14-mile round trip every day, so I get pretty thirsty. And let's see what's pedals here. Just really cheap pedals with cages. I really like to have the cages. They work for me. So anyway, that's the bike. And I might do a more detailed video showing you all the parts. Probably not though. I'm not real passionate about bikes. I just ride one all the time. So I thought I'd show you guys because it's super easy to build your own and much cheaper than buying a new bike. Performance-wise, it's just as good. So great value if you're willing to make it yourself. And then you got that cool pride of ownership, something you made. So anyway, that's my bike, and I'll do a few close shots now so you can see all the little parts. Cool. That is a horizontal dropout, by the way, right there. That's what's meant by horizontal dropout. It's more or less horizontal. There it is. Well, thanks guys.